No, the incendiary.
Louisiana knocked off Georgia State R.J. Hunter by 1 in overtime.
These niggas already out of there.
The next year, Mitch, in 2015, was remember Kevin Ware, who was the MVP of that tournament, but R.J. Hunter, and what tournament he had in that subsequent NCAA tournament, those guys both drafted in the NBA.
Here's Jordan Session.
Oh, these boys get the fuck off.
This team produces, this conference produces pros.
The other thing they've been able to do is win NCAA games. 2 of the last 3 years, the Sun Belt champ or the Sun Belt representative, champion of this tournament, has been able to win in the NCAA tournament.
Of course, we had R.J. Hunter with the win over Baylor, where his dad Ron fell off the stool because he had blown out his Achilles tendon right in front of me in the championship game. Which we'll get into that story in a little bit. Like Little Rock with Chris Beard and that bunch, they beat Purdue in the NCAA tournament. They won over 30 games that season. This conference has produced some really exciting basketball players and exciting teams. Louisiana was off the charts this year. I love watching them play.
Yeah, they're deep. They're about 9 deep with tons of talent. Purdy gets fouled on the 3. And this is on DeMarcus Simons, and this has been the only cavity of his game that has been accentuated in this tournament, Mark. Simons has fought foul trouble in this tournament. He fouled out of yesterday's game.
He's such an important player. You can't afford to get fouls out at the three-point line. Listen, Kevin Purdy is tall enough to see over you anyway.
Purdy's 9 of 9 in the tournament at the line. He had 2 big ones to seal a semifinal victory yesterday. Hey, tonight at 7 Eastern, it's brackets. Bracket challenge. Reach, Jay, Will. Well, right down the line, Bill, Seth, Dickie V, our host of College Hoop experts. All night long, complete breakdowns of each region after the fields are announced. Sports Center starts it off at 5 Eastern on ESPN, and then the reveal of the NCAA men's field of 68 as the teams are announced. Both are streaming live on the ESPN app.
It's going to be so interesting, Mitch, to see what happens with Middle Tennessee State. Bruce Rasmussen, the chair of the selection committee, the AD at Creighton, who we know well, he had a quote last night, said, how did you do away from your home, whether it's neutral or road? How did you do against teams that are in the tournament? Middle Tennessee was 12-1 on the road this year. 12-1. Now, did they beat teams in the tournament? That's where there's some warts there. They knocked off Western Kentucky. They beat Murray State. They lost to Auburn by 6, Miami by 3, USC by 5. But that's another team. Listen, everybody's got warts. But they're 12-1 on the road. They did exactly what the committee asked them to do.
And one of the most intriguing decisions will be the discussion about Oklahoma, because in the neutral metric that you're talking about, they did not win a road game. They haven't won one yet in the calendar year of 2018 with the Oklahoma City.
Yeah, they're 2-9. One of those road wins was at Wichita State. You know how hard that can be.
In December.
But they lost 8 out of the last 10, and they were 4-11 over the last 15 games. I think Trae Young's a heck of a player.
Hey, he slid. Man, these niggas are live, bro. He dropped it so we could fucking get the mute thing, and he just destroyed that same instant, bro. So we're not bleeding or nothing. These niggas with it, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh my god, it's
I saw Oklahoma State in December. I thought they had no shot. I thought they'd be a bottom 10 team at best in the Big 12. They were a top half team in the Big 12.
You know, the other guy in that committee that's interesting that relates to this game is Craig Thompson. Craig was the commissioner of the Sun Belt.
What the fuck? I was supposed to set it up.
So he's sitting in that room too. And we're just saying hi to all the committee. You know they're watching us because this is one of the last lines to be drawn on here.
Tom Burnett, one of my favorite guys out of Southland, also sitting there right now.
Jim Schaus, also in that room. Devin Mitchell hits the 3. And if he gets hot, he had 7 against the Mavericks in Arlington from 3.
We might be two of the only guys that aren't young in the selection committee. I respect what they do. It's a difficult job.
Not only the selection, but concedings the last couple of years have drawn this need. Now trying to create. He has been held in check for just 2 here early. They've had 4 sacks, so go to one.
I like what UTR is doing where they're getting into penetration back to bring that ball to the 13, 15-foot area, and then either looking for a shot where the defenders are looking at the ball and they get offensive rebound opportunities. Really good job of picking and choosing when you attack the zone right there by Eric Neal.
Fun kid, enjoy watching Eric Neal play. He's a senior in the Dallas League and he's top 8 in assists. He can explode offensively. I mentioned at 37 in the quarterfinals in the game. His brother played football at the University of Kansas. They thought they were going to get his brother, too, to play basketball, and he decided to play football at the last minute.
If only both of them would play basketball. We're not going to talk about Kansas football. We'll talk about Kansas basketball.
I'll take Eric Neal, though, anytime on my team.
And everybody talks about Kevin Hervey for good reason. He's got that NBA body. He's got the high skill level. You know what? I wouldn't put it past Eric Neal to find a way to make some NBA roster somewhere along the line in his career.
Hervey, a little extra pass out, but Wilson not able to connect on the 3. And he's good from out there, 45%.
Attack at the fourth gets set. Eric Neal throws it.
But what about Georgia State's transition defense thus far to hold just 15 points for the Mavs? I mean, they've been staying in front of Neal defensively.
You see how fast he ran that shit back?
He wanted to neutralize Eric Neal, Kevin Hervey, make them play east and west, and not allow them to go north and south, and so far advantage to Georgia State.
B.J. Bryant will get this whistle.
Good job working to get over the screen. Wow, that's tight. That's tight.
But you better stay in the presence of Mitchell coming off that screen. You go under if you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you'll be sitting next to George that screen.
Simons had a bunch early. He's cooled off in the last several minutes until now. His second 3 of the first half. The Sun Belt Player of the Year, DeMarcus Simons.
How about Jordan Tyson, number 50, the big dude? Gets the offensive rebound. What does he do? He gives it to his best player, DeMarcus Simons. That's a smart play by kid. Coming off the bench, finds a way to contribute.
Remember last night we asked Earl Hunter, said he's going to get more minutes because of the matchup with Arlington's pick.
Yep.
Ernie answers 3 for 3.
When he gets going, watch out. One of the most talented offensive weapons in the country.
How big was his 3 against Texas State? Or they wouldn't even make the top 4. They would have to play 5 or 4 to win this tournament.
Yeah, and I saw him missing shots against Texas State last year in the semifinals, so he made up for it.
We could even play that shit, man.
A rare mistake by the heady Kalen Wilson.
I don't mind the pass, though. You got to have big dudes ready with their hands up, ready to catch the basketball.
5 turnovers for the Mavericks against the Georgia State zone. Simons so strong, he gets an and-one opportunity. 12 already in the first half for DeMarcus Simons, and he's looking at a 13th when we come back. It turns into 3-point answers, but here's Simons using that strength, and Georgia State in command.
Oh my God. Berto. Bruh. I just got another exotic item.
Land Rover, above and beyond. DiGiorno Crispy Pan Pizza bakes fresh in its own pan and travels straight to your table. Unlike delivery that goes from oven to box to bag to car to traffic to wrong houses. DiGiorno delivers a crispy caramelized crust straight from your oven. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu has breakfast, so you can use it to build the I forgot to set my alarm clock meal, featuring the sausage McMuffin with egg for $3, or the I'm not a morning person meal. Build your breakfast with favorites on McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu.
When is a Florida lottery ticket more than a ticket? When it's the anticipation of the unknown. When it's the excitement of sharing with those closest to you. When it's a chance to dream about what the future might hold.
Wait, what exotic you got?
And when it's the fulfillment of the promise of a brighter future. Because when you play the Florida lottery, it's not just the ticket that can make you rich.
Don't let a win defeat your drive. Keep your eye on the ball.
You can be smarter when you strive.
There are no limits. Put yourself to the test.
Because better is a never-ending quest.
The all-new Accord Touring, now with a powerful turbocharged engine. It's our most impressive Honda ever.
Today.
Kevin Fonz in studio, SEC Championship over on ESPN. Fonz, Kentucky in the midst of a 14-2 run.
Listen to this roar. That's a home game because of how Big Blue Nation travels.
4-point Kentucky lead over on ESPN. Meantime, Davidson trying to be a bid stealer. An 8-point lead on Rhode Island in the A-10 championship game. Mitch and Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. And Kentucky's annexed St. Louis and just taken that town over. But now the most intriguing game is Davidson, because that has such a ripple effect.
Yeah, Bruce Rasmussen last night, the chair of the selection committee, said, quote, well, we got the 68-team field, which we might lose one based on what happens in the Atlantic 10 game. That's as per the chairman of the selection committee. If Davidson wins, whoever that last team was that was in that bracket right now will come out of the bracket.
But not necessarily St. Bonaventure, but it could be.
It's not by conference. It could be any. Whoever that last team is, we'll find out.
A couple of turnovers here now at Kevin Hervey, and the spacing out 7-point lead here. 6 turnovers for the Mavericks.
The Georgia State zone has been a riddle so far that UT Arlington has not been able to solve.
Boy, big angle shot, and that's Isaiah Williams.
See what he did right there against the defense? I want to see UT Arlington do the same thing against Georgia State. Get to the mid-range, a 2-foot jump stop, and go up strong.
Neal
See,
attacks.
over-penetration to the big guy. They're open at 13, make the defense come up.
Okay, I want to ask you here, because we see some outstanding defensive teams. I think of Virginia. You mentioned Chris Beard. I saw it with Texas Tech. They're both pack-line man teams. And how much is this Georgia State zone like a pack-line man team like a Virginia?
Very similar in that they're going to run you off the three-point line. They're going to take away passing lanes in the paint. That's what those teams can do better than that. They understand defensive angles and cover those angles. So you've got to stop at about 12 to 13 feet and then go up with your jump shot to make them come to you. Then you get the inside pass. Georgia State executing extremely well right now.
And Devin Mitchell with the 4th made free for the Panthers in the first half. It is an 8-0 run for Ron Hunter's team. They have their biggest lead of the first half at 12.
See how the ball stalls? Every time the ball stalls, that's advantage for Georgia State on defense. Step in, 2-foot jump stop. She's floating. You got to be balanced right there.
You know, it's interesting. Georgia Southern got back in the game yesterday doing exactly what you were saying. That mid-range game of 12 to 14 feet. Once Georgia Southern started hitting those shots, they put pressure on Ron Hunter's team.
Now, if you take the bait and take it to the rim, there's big athletic guys on the back line that'll challenge every shot. And UT Arlington's guards are a little bit small to go up against them.
Hervey just with 5, but it's been Eric Neal, this guy that they've held in check. As we mentioned how explosive he is. He's the first player in Sun Belt history. And actually, only he and Devontae Graham of Kansas averaged 16 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds.
It's pretty good company, isn't it?
Yeah, but they've held him in check. He hasn't been able to do much yet at all. And here he comes. The lost just 1 of the last 12.
I like that shot. I got no problem with that shot. I'll take a 6'8" dude over a 6'2" dude in the mid-range every time against that zone.
Williams in attack, they're going to wave it off. Jordan Session, who's been living around the rim in this first half. A little too anxious with this one.
Now watch Jordan Session. See Kevin Hervey? He doesn't lay a body on it. Now, it doesn't count. I get that. But it's the little things that win you championships. Could that cost them at the end of the game in a big-time situation, not laying a body on a guy?
And they get nice. And it's Wilson to get the badly needed bucket for UTA.
And no rotation on the backside. And UT Arlington, now all 5 slap the floor, which is their indication they're ready to engage and play defense.
Led by Neal, who's become the leader of this team, and now a foul on Wilson. A look at Neal trying to get the engine started here for UT Arlington. And to the line, Kane Williams. You're going to win 3 in 3 days. Your bench has got to help you, and Kane Williams needs to give good minutes to this team. His highest performance in a Sun Belt game this year for Kane Williams, a freshman from Douglasville, Georgia, against UTA in Arlington.
Got 9 points in that game in 14 minutes. He's a crafty passer.
Hey, tomorrow we're going to have the exclusive live announcement of the 64-team NCAA Women's Championship field at 7 Eastern on ESPN, and a bonus hour of coverage at 8 on ESPNU. We're going to hear from Maria Taylor, Rebecca Lobo, Andy Landers, Kara Lawson, Charlie Cream. Break down every team, every matchup in each region. The NCAA Women's Selection Special presented by Capital One, also streaming live on the ESPN app.
I have a basketball man crush on Rebecca Lobo. A basketball man. I think she is just a tremendous talent as a player. I really enjoyed watching her. And as an analyst, I think she's just tremendous.
Oh, Johnny Hamilton. And Hamilton with 6 big first half points for Georgia State.
My wife Judy's listening, I'm sure.
The question here is, is anybody even going to challenge you, Carter? What are they, like 144-1?
We kind of asked that question last year, and obviously they were challenged, but I hear you. Awfully good.
They come from Don Staley's South Carolina Gamecocks. This will be out of bounds, so a turnover by Georgia State. Only the 3rd for Georgia State.
This dude started playing basketball when he was 16 years old. He wanted to play soccer until he just got too big. I think it's worked out pretty well for you, Johnny Hamilton.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Courtyard, Fairfield, 4 Points, and Spring Hill Suites. We live by the golden rule and the long-lasting power of Energizer. Still going.
Designed to handle instinctively. Designed to adapt instantly.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
It would be great if human beings were great at being human. And if all of mankind were made up of kind women and kind men. It would be spectacular if the golden rule was golden to every man. And the good things that we ever did was everything that we can.
Treating others like we'd like to be treated has always been our guiding principle.
Mexican spices, nacho cheese sauce. They don't want these coming out.
Who's they?
The burger people, they.
Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
It's not who you pick, it's where you pick. And this top seed is a lock. The #1 bracket game in the land. ESPN Tournament Challenge. Follow your bracket and get the latest tournament news from anywhere. Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket.
Kevin Connors, LaFonso Ellis in studio. Coming up on the Audi halftime report, we will recap what was an outstanding Ivy League final. Wow. Get you caught up on what's been a terrific.
Big implications for a lot of other teams. They are nervous right now.
Davidson trying to be a bid stealer. Rhodey, one of those teams that could make noise in the tournament. Guys, we will see you at the half.
Yeah, it's like election night, waiting for the one state that can tilt the election. That's the A10 tournament, because that's going to have some aftershocks. So far in this game for UTA, see Neal and Hervey playing catch out front. And they find Johnny Hamilton a good decision underneath.
That's preparation. So Ron Hunter came out of a timeout yesterday with the 1-3-1 zone. Scott Cross knew it, and he knew the diagonal feed would be open to Hamilton. That is a well-designed play coming out of timeout by Scott Cross. That's a little bit of chess going on between the two coaches.
Scott, who's been at UTA since the mid-90s. You know who he took the place of Buzz Williams, now the head coach at Virginia Tech. Scott started as a GA. And Johnny Hamilton, who just got the dunk, of course, started his collegiate career at Virginia Tech.
Well, Jim Baker, the athletic director of UT Arlington, has done a great job of supporting UTA as Kevin Harvey knocks down the 3-ball from deep. He hit a shot like that to beat Texas State at Texas State just last week. He is fearless offensively, number 25 in blue for UT Arlington.
7-0 run for the Mavericks, and that shot might have changed their season if they win today. And in fact, prior to that point, Hervey and Neal had combined just 2 of 11 before that Hervey three.
Great help by Hamilton.
Simons just stays right with it. DeMarcus Simons marked 15 in the first half for the Player of the Year.
See what I mean about the Sun Belt, Russell Westbrook? Just never gives up on a play, has a great motor, he outworks people. That's DeMarcus Simons, number 15 for Georgia State. Remember his name.
And Neal finally nails the three. 9 of 17 from 3 in the tournament. Eric Neal.
We got a basketball game now. The 2 best players for UT Arlington are heating up. Eric Neal, number 1, and Kevin Hervey, number 25 in the blue jerseys.
Neal didn't make the first team all Sun Belt, and he came in with a chip on his shoulder.
He really did. You could see it physically in him. Unselfish, big time pass.
Neal, once he gets the feel, look out. And Georgia State dodges 2 darts and a timeout. The use it or lose it by Ron Hunter.
Designed to handle instinctively. Designed to adapt instantly. This is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX. Designed for where you drive.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
Georgia State had a 12-point lead at one point, but now UT Arlington starting to heat up. And Simons, who has the 1 foul, but he has been the story. 15 Georgia State points to lead all scores in this first half.
But we saw Georgia State take a big lead versus Georgia Southern yesterday, and then it became really interesting in the second half. Georgia State, offensively, with the way that they play for Ron Hunter, I mentioned, he gives them freedom. So there's a lot of ebb and flow as to how they go offensively. This game will be determined by runs.
17-second differential.
UT Arlington now comes out in the zone. They're out in the zone.
Better find shooters, though, because Georgia State's got 4 of them that can shoot it. Mitchell. And Hamilton, his second block of the game. Hamilton had 7 blocks against Georgia State in the game in Atlanta.
I like the way Kevin Hervey and Eric Neal have been sharing the basketball in the last couple of possessions. They've been unselfish playing together. That's the jump shot you want coming off the screen. I love the shot.
So Scott Cross with a rally and a 10-2 run to end the half. UT Arlington back in the game with an automatic bid. Let's check it in the studio again. Here's Kevin and LaFonso.
All right, Mitch, Mark, thanks so much. Good finish to that first half by UT Arlington, getting them back in the game. 3-point game at the half in the Fun Belt. How about the SEC championship game? Tennessee coming back, Fonz. Admiral Schofield hits the three.
Oh, he was knocking it down, but notice the double team down in the low post on Williams. He's making good reads out of the post.
What a tournament Kevin Knox has had.
And when Kentucky's knocking down threes, they're incredibly difficult to beat.
8:10 to go. Vols down by just one.
Oh, wow.
That was deep.
Smart motherfuckers.
59-57 Kentucky on top as we welcome you into the Audi Halftime Report. Kevin Connors, LaFonso Wells. That's been a wild game. Some wild runs for both of those teams. You can see it right now over on ESPN. We've watched Kentucky in some ways, Fonz, develop a little bit of a new identity over this tournament.
Absolutely, and the key for this team coming into the season was the ability to be able to knock down perimeter shots. They've not done that with any consistency throughout the year, Casey. They're averaging 5 made threes per game, which is fourth, actually the worst in that conference. Ooh. And so a Kentucky team that's long, athletic, likes to get out in transition and can finish. Now, all of a sudden, you're coupling that with their ability to knock down threes. They have 8 made threes in this game, and I really think that's the maturity level of this team showing itself late in the season.
Both will go to the tournament. Who has a better chance of making a long run?
I actually, as much as I love Tennessee, I'm concerned about their lack of size across the front line. Grant Williams, undersized power forward. Admiral Schofield, undersized center.
It's a rapid fire.
They can knock down shots and not turn the basketball over. I think this team gets to Sweet 16. I wouldn't have said that a month ago.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be fucking destroying people, dog.
We come back here on the Audi Halftime Report. And we'll all be working for them one day, but boy, they gave us one heck of an Ivy League championship game. And in Harvard, right on down to the wire.
Secure the Hudson rail yard area. The yard doesn't have a tent city for the death people forced out of Edwards else end up here. What we're looking for is blood samples rescue. 1161
I have to tell you something incredible. Capital One has partnered with Hotels.com to give venture card holders 10 miles on every dollar they spend at thousands of hotels. All you have to do is pay with this at Hotels.com/venture.
10 miles per dollar? That is incredible. I have the chills.
Because you're so excited.
Because ice is cold. And because of all those miles.
Obviously. What's in your wallet?
I'm not sure. What's in your wallet?
The Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price. Then we went cheese crazy and stuffed 3 feet more cheese into the crust. We beat ourselves at our own record. Hooray! Got a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9. Pizza.
At IKEA, we believe that everything you need should be within reach. In an affordable dream kitchen that works as hard as you do. IKEA family members get 15% back when you spend $2,000 or more at the IKEA Kitchen event.
3 homes, where moments are counted in more than strokes, and the memories surround us like the wind. Amen Corner, and for all who enter, say a prayer at the Masters.
Student debt. Refinancing your loans with SoFi can help you pay off your debt years sooner, so you can finally move forward.
Hiring was always a huge challenge. Endless hours on job sites with not a lot to show for.
I'm getting so much exotic shit.
I found ZipRecruiter.
They
figured out
I don't even want to open that.
I post my job. They put it all over the web. And they send me the right people. Because their technology is smart. ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the preferred job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/champion.
You're watching the Audi Halftime Report.
trash.
Kevin Connors, my guy, LaFonso Ellis.
Hey.
I mean, how good is bracketology going to be at 7 o'clock tonight?
Awesome. Can't wait.
How good is SportsCenter going to be at 5 o'clock when we continue all the speculation? You'll see it on ESPN and always streaming on the app. The Ivy League Championship was everything we could have wanted. Penn, Harvard, second half odds. Caleb Wood from South Street.
Unreal. This game was a tale of halves. Darnell Foreman with 19 in the first half alone, but in the second half, it was A.J. Verdure getting busy on the interior.
Ryan Bentley helping out. One last chance for Harvard, down 3. Justin Bassey, Christian Juzang had good looks at it. What a win for Steve Donahue.
What an amazing run for Steve Donahue. Has taken this team to the heights, winning this one for old Boston College coach.
68-65 the finals. Speaking of terrific conference championship games, URI and Davidson, Peyton Aldridge layup and one, but Aldridge continued to keep it going for Davidson, who could be a big stealer.
Those bubble teams are really uncomfortable right now, rooting for Rhodey.
And you love the play of Jeffrey Dowling, right?
Oh, he's so good. At 6'3", you can see over the top of the press, and he's excellent off the bounce.
1 point Rhode Island lead. We'll keep you updated on that throughout the course of the afternoon. Here you go. Here's Joe's bubble. Up to the very moment here, Texas, Oklahoma, St. Mary's, Arizona State, his last 4 in. Irish eyes not smiling on Notre Dame, Fonz. They won in the first 4 rounds.
Oh, boy. And I actually have Notre Dame in. This is a team that without Fonzie Tosin won 2 in a row, but then went on to lose 7 in a row. But their star is back now. I have them in. And I also have Oklahoma State from the Big 12 in. Beat Kansas twice. They won at West Virginia, and they beat Texas Tech. The top 3 teams in that conference, I'm sliding the Cowboys in.
And look, you and I have talked about this a lot. It's going to depend on what the committee places an emphasis on. But I have a very hard time looking at the Oklahoma and Oklahoma State resume and saying the Sooners is better when they played 3 times and the Cowboys beat them twice, including in the conference tournament.
Yes, and Oklahoma hasn't won a road game in the calendar year. So I know they got off to a hot start, but I think it's about how you've been playing lately, and they really struggled. Leaking oil would be an understatement for that team.
Helps to have the most electrifying player in the game. No question. Trae Young, there's no doubt. We'll see how the committee handles all that. What a first half in the Fun Belt. What a first half by DeMarcus Simmons. He's got 15. Woo. Georgia State, a 3-point lead on the Mavericks.
This halftime report is presented by Audi.
You're a brave man, Mr. Stevens. Your testimony will save lives. Mr. Stevens, this is your new name. This is your new house and a perfectly inconspicuous SUV. You must become invisible.
I'll take my chances.
McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu has breakfast, so you can use it to build the I forgot to set my alarm clock meal, featuring a sausage McMuffin with egg for $3, or the I'm not a morning person meal. Build your breakfast with favorites on McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu.
Yeah, that was the one, right? Hey, John, did you eat half of my bagel? Speaking of half, if you switch to H&R Block this year, you'll pay half what you paid the other guy last year. So you beat. Stop shrinking!
You're a fake wizard, John. This is a movie set.
Switch to H&R Block and pay half of what you paid your other guy.
H&R Block. Get your taxes won.
Mike and I are both veterans, both served in the Navy. I do outrank my husband, not just being in the military, but at home.
She thinks she's the boss. She only had me by 1 grade. We bought our first home together in 2010.
His family had used another insurance product, but I was like, I've had USAA for a while. Why don't we call and check the rates?
It was an instant savings, and I should have changed a long time ago.
There's no point in looking elsewhere, really. We're the Tennies, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote today. Touch is how we communicate with those we love. But does psoriasis ever get in the way? Embrace the chance of 100% clear skin with Taltz. For people with moderate to severe psoriasis, up to 90% had a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. With Taltz, 4 out of 10 even achieved completely clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, you should be checked for tuberculosis. X may increase risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, symptoms, or received a vaccine or plan to. Inflammatory bowel disease can happen with Taltz, including worsening of symptoms. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ready for a chance at 100% clear skin? Ask your doctor about Taltz. Try it for as little as $5 a month.
Get up for the love of sports, starting April 2nd and every weekday, ESPN 7 a.m. Get up, get sports, get going.
This halftime report is presented by Audi.
Kevin Fonz in studio, and we have breaking news from the SEC Championship. Wenyen Gabriel missed a shot.
He did, finally? After going 7 for 7 yesterday?
Sasha Kalia-Jones cleans it up. Kentucky, a 4-point lead over on ESPN. Now, Fonz, the Vols are fighting to get on that 2 line. If they win, do they belong there?
I think the champion of the SEC, especially if it's Tennessee, deserves a spot on the 2 seed line.
All right, so who do we knock off? North Carolina, Duke, Purdue, Cincinnati. Who do we knock off if Tennessee win?
I say we're knocking off Purdue, and I think Michigan should actually be on that 2 line as well. They're the Big Ten Conference champions.
You would think, and you look at the resumes right here, 2 more wins than Duke has, same number of Quadrant 1 wins, and as you pointed out, they won the Big Ten championship game right there.
I think you should be on the committee.
I second that. I would second that here. Fun second half should be on the way from the Sun Belt Championship game. And again, 7 Eastern tonight. Bracketology ought to be a fantastic watch.
It's going to be an unbelievable show because there's so much parity in college basketball now. I mean, we had a difficult time early on determining who the number 1 would be, with the exception of Virginia, of course, who's just whipped every single body. But the 2 line, the 3 line is going to be interesting to see where teams get seated. Will Notre Dame get in? Will they not? Will your Syracuse Orange get in or not? He got a lot of expectation, exciting expectation for later.
Again, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Bracketology breaks down the entire field. And we've still got a second half to play in the Sun Belt Conference. Eric Neal, the electrifying guard for the Mavericks. A 3-point game. This has been the Audi halftime report.
While our most exhilarating models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
I wish I could wake up and say hi to a giraffe. Ride a train in the sky. And visit faraway galaxies.
When you stay at a Disney Resort hotel, all your wishes come true. From being in the middle of the magic to extra time in the park. And now you can save up to 20% on rooms at select Walt Disney World Resort hotels. Imagine the magic of staying here.
With the press of a button, you can order 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas for $5.99 each with the new Pie Tops.
Oh, pizza on your shit?
Yes, with the new Pie Tops. And when your pizza arrives, you can even pause the game with the new Pie Tops.
Hold on, time out. That was Jenny. Her pizza's here. Jenny.
Okay, here we go.
Jenny?
Oh, all right, calm down.
Get the official pizza of March Madness delivered. 2 medium, 2-topping pizzas, just $5.99 each, because no one out-pizzas the hut.
While our most visionary models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Everybody work out, feel the energy. Build a better body, the best that you can be. Better body, easy as 1, 2, 3. Strong abs, lean back, tight buns, love to run, ab crunch, chest fly, pull those arms over high. Better body, easy as 1, 2, 3 with Total Jam.
If you're struggling with at least $10,000 in credit card debt, you could qualify for National Debt Relief's Debt Reset Program. This program can reduce the balances on your debt and reduce your monthly payments while you become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. There are no upfront costs or out-of-pocket expenses. Imagine being debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Call now to see if you qualify. You can talk to a counselor right now.
Call 800-245-1454.
Stay.
Mentioned Savis Seat for the Sun Belt Championship week presented by Principal continues from New Orleans with the Sun Belt Championship at Georgia State. Led at one point by 12, now leading just by 3 as we enter the second 20. Welcome back to New Orleans. I'm Mitch Holtis along with Mark Adams. Some adjustments made by the Mavericks against the Georgia State zone.
Well, the Mavericks have done a good job lately of getting their two best players involved in Eric Neal and also with Kevin Hervey. But on the flip side for Georgia State, DeMarcus Simons has 15 points, and he has been the guy. If I'm making an adjustment there, I'm saying feed the beast, because he is a beast. He takes what the defense gives him. That's what I love about his game, Mitch. You lay off of him, he's always under control. He doesn't get sped out, but when you give him an avenue, he's good enough to take into the paint among the trees and finishes. He gets leverage there. I love the way that big guard plays.
Get the 2 early threes. He's only 34% from out there, but the 2 early threes kind of set things up for him.
So Arlington comes out. They get Kevin Hervey wide open from 15 feet. It's just what we talked about at the end of half. Ran the same exact play. They got him in that gap. He missed the jump shot, but Scott Cross, he's obviously made that adjustment now to start ramping up the mid-range game with his best players.
Sunbelt Coach of the Year last year, Scott Cross. He said this game, though, is the pot of gold. Remember, last year, they were a whisker away from going to Madison Square Garden in the NIT semifinals. They won at BYU. That's hard to do. I say winning at BYU, it's like riding a unicycle in a hailstorm when you have to go play those guys. He put 105 points on them. Then they came back to beat Akron. They got ambushed in the quarterfinals. They were that close to going to New York. Now the pot of gold is setting in front of it.
You know, and after last season losing in the semifinals to Texas State, Danny Kasper did a tremendous job of neutralizing Kevin Hervey in that game along with Eric Neal, and they've had to live with it for a year. And now here they are in the championship game after they knocked out the #1 seed in Louisiana.
Simons was hitting that shot in the first half.
Good ball movement.
And Johnny Hamilton, he has been the beast helper. That's 10 for Johnny Hamilton. He only averages 11 per game, but his size has been a factor.
That was the best offensive possession of the game for the Mavs of UT Arlington. And there's the answer right there from Devin Mitchell, who hit that big shot yesterday, just like it was drawn up, right, Mitch?
He thought there was 1 second on the shot clock after Ron Hunter just spent all of his time out telling everybody, hey, we got 20 seconds, run clock.
With 23 seconds to go, just one run clock.
And then he puts it up and makes it.
We've fallen out of bounds. Watch the spacing, watch the ball movement. Hervey gives it up to Neal. Good unselfish basketball. And there's the quick reversal pass from Hawkins. And then inside to Hamilton. You know, Hawkins is a guy we don't talk a lot about. He's a team guy. But that reversal pass, that quick snap pass is what allowed Hamilton to be wide open off the dribble drive. Good offense by UT Mavs.
And Hamilton having a heck of a game. Just 65% at the line. And again, arguably the best shot changer blocker in the Sun Belt. Also played at Jacksonville, Texas Community College. You mentioned earlier that the native of Trinidad, but he didn't really start playing basketball as a soccer player until late in the high school years.
Yeah, his father Tony played club basketball in Trinidad and Tobago. He was a soccer dude until he just got too big. Son, maybe I ought to think about basketball for a while. You know, can you see that soccer coach? Got a 7-footer out there. Heck of a goalie, though.
I didn't say he's a keeper for me. Now Arlington can take the lead. UT Arlington down by 12.
What did Hamilton run? It's a gazelle.
Off Hamilton, an air ball from Nathan Hawkins, the Nebraska transfer who has yet to score in the game. And he had a big shot yesterday to put him up 3 in their win over Louisiana, the regular season champions. Raging Cajuns had a heck of a year. So tomorrow's team. This will be a legal screen on Simons, his second foul.
And Mitch, you mentioned early on yesterday he fouled out of the game with 5 minutes to go. And that's a good call by the official. Simons was set for the screen and then leaned into it just to get the defensive player. Those are fouls you can't have. And then he had a foul against Hervey on a 3-point shot. 2 bad fouls for DeMarcus Simons.
4 of his 5 fouls yesterday were offensive fouls, and he started the tournament with 2 offensive fouls.
real early in their quarterfinal game. Mavericks will keep it. They're going to call a foul here late. And Levy's going to pick up the foul for Georgia State. And right now, UT Arlington with the momentum.
Yeah, a little bit of a loose ball scrum right there. And then Levy gets called for the foul as Johnny Hamilton goes flying out of bounds.
Here's an issue. 14 fouls already on Georgia State. And we're at the 17:34 mark of the second half.
Was he explosive and strong? DeMarcus Simons.
He goes right at the shot blocker, Johnny Hamilton.
Watch what he does. He goes right to the sternum of the shot blocker. That's how you go after big dudes as Hamilton goes up, and Hamilton's jumping forward just enough for Simons to draw contact and get the foul. That's tough, Mitch.
3-point play, DeMarcus Simons, a team in the game. And Ron Hunter's team need it in the worst way.
I still like the high screen and the give up for the shot. It's good stuff.
But how many times does the missed corner three lead to a breakout? And now Simons is going right back to the line.
Especially if you're penetrating from the point, getting into the mid-range, you've got to be rotating back. And Simons is recognizing it every time. And Scott Frost right now has a little bit of an issue of stopping number 15. Or maybe a big issue with stopping number 15.
Simons missing that one. Actually, he was 0 for 6 at the line in the loss at Arlington to the Mavericks.
Mitch, he averaged more points per game than the coach's son. Now, when you're averaging more points per game than R.J. Hunter did playing for his dad, you know you've got the neon green light.
I don't think Ron minds it, though.
No, not at all.
He loves his son. Remember that?
He loves winning more.
Well, 3 years ago, that was really the story of that tournament. Was Ron and R.J. And after they were eliminated, and how about the shot blocker having his shot blocked by Jordan Session? The Sun Belt and block shots. And Ben Levy gets his first 3 of the game, and all of a sudden a spurt for Georgia State.
Ben Levy, he lifts this team up defensively, and they start making shot offensively. He's the emotional leader, number 2 for Georgia State. He's jacked right now.
7-0 run for the Panthers. And Neal's going to go to the line with the strong penetration. And Mitchell has picked up his 3rd foul. So one of the better 3-point shooters in the country is in foul trouble.
With good bounce, good extension on the shot, and that emotion. I love the way this kid plays.
That's 4 fouls on Mitchell. So now he's in real trouble. And Ron Hunter's going to make a decision. 3 in the second half on Devin Mitchell.
Remember, Ron Hunter yesterday went with Simons in the second half, in and out, and fouled out with 5 minutes to go. So Hunter will sit down, and Isaiah Williams comes in. Again, he's a really solid basketball player.
Well, he was the hero after Simons had fouled out.
Yep. He really took over offensively. Let's see if he takes over a little bit here and adds to the offensive repertoire of Georgia State. Nothing happening on this possession for Georgia State.
All right. I should make it quick right now. I thought you were going to do
Simons strength. They're going to call a foul on DeMarcus Simons. That is his 3rd foul. And Ron Hunter, you can find egg on his forehead right now. Did not like the call at all. Now his star is in foul trouble.
But the emotional leader of this basketball team, Malik Benlevy, knocks down that 3-ball. He can get that bench rolling. Oh, I love the dance moves there on the bench. Nicely done.
ESPN Tournament Challenge. Sign up at ESPN.com/bracket.
Schick Extreme 3. 3 flexible blades that uniquely adapt to any contour for optimum comfort. For any twist or turn life hands you. Schick Extreme 3 and now Extreme 4 with 4 longer lasting blades for your skin.
You may reveal. And the rain continues. Ooh. As the Earth sandwich, I dub thee the sandwich.
There was a time when the next big thing in food was stuff between bread. Now the next big thing is the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 3% cash back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other purchases. What's in your wallet? McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu has breakfast, so you can use it to build the I forgot to set my alarm clock meal, featuring the sausage McMuffin with egg for $3, or the I'm not a morning person meal. Build your breakfast with favorites on McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu.
Fuck out of my way.
Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. Balanced, nutritious, and delicious. With 22 grams of protein, savory vegetables, quinoa, and cashews. Together in perfect harmony. Stouffer's Fit Kitchen Bowls. This is fit.
Out of here, man. It's live, bro.
Lambo, above and beyond.
Kevin Fonz in studio somewhere. Steph Curry is smiling. Davidson is dancing, Fonz.
I'll tell you what, E.C. Matthews and Jared Terrell, the 2 best players on that team, needed to take that last shot.
Jeff Southgate missed it, and Bob McKillop's headed to the dance for the 9th time. Meantime, Kentucky does it again, Fonz, their 4th consecutive SEC title.
I think the emergence of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as the point guard and scorer on that team has been huge for the Wildcats.
He had 29. Mitch and Mark.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. And Fonz, tricky Coach McKillop. Tricky Coach McKillop. What a great dude. And they get in. But now all of a sudden, a lot of nervous folks around America.
Yeah, the quote from last night from Bruce Rasmussen, the chair of the selection committee, quote, well, we got a 68-team field, which we might lose one based on what happens with the Atlantic 10 game. Well, Bruce, it just happened, and your committee now is working on that as we slip. Be Oklahoma with Trae Young and dynamic talent. Will it be Louisville, who had their best wins against Florida State, Virginia Tech, and Notre Dame? Will it be Notre Dame? Will it be Syracuse, Texas, St. Mary's, Arizona State, Louisiana? Who's it going to be?
I'm going to throw in a couple more. Oklahoma State now, and even Baylor out of the Big 12 are sitting there going, well, now what?
We know one team just fell out of the bracket.
Yep.
We know that for a fact. We don't know which team, and obviously we don't know who's in and who's out. But the drama builds throughout this Sunday afternoon, the end of the regular season in college basketball. My favorite day of the year.
Bruce Rasmussen, known him 25 years, great athletic director at Creighton, great for college sports. But how does this, let me ask you too, let me take this one step further. You just listed a lot of the schools that are now walking around the block 15 times waiting for the selection. But doesn't it also affect seeding? I mean, they've got a pretty good idea now. We're sitting here at 2:16 Central Time, and how they're going to seed teams. Does this throw it off?
No, because Davidson would have gotten in as basically a 12, 13 seed, somewhere around there. And all these teams that are on the bubble right now, they're going to be 11, 12 seed. So no, it really doesn't change seeding much at all.
Nine-point lead for Georgia State, but the issue here with still 14:32 to go is Georgia State foul trouble. They've got one of the best three-point shooters in the country, Devin Mitchell, with 4. And the player of the year in this league, DeMarcus Simons, has got 19 points in this game with 3. But they're getting some other guys to step up, and Jordan Session is near his season high as he's got 7.
From Isaiah Williams, he brings an understanding to this game, number 11 and white for Georgia State. I think they run better offense at times with him in the game.
Simon's still out there with his 3 fouls.
That's a force.
And that's a force. And that's a force of a different kind, Johnny Hamilton.
A force of a different color? Is that what?
No, different kind. But he's been terrific around the rim. And he's been outstanding. And now an 11-point lead for Georgia State. That's 17 fouls mark now against Georgia State, and we got a long way to go. In the promo card tonight, Cleveland and LA. As LeBron heads to take on Isaiah Thomas and the Lakers. That's tonight at 9 Eastern.
You bring up LeBron James, and as we come down the stretch in the final 14 minutes of this game, will Kevin Hervey try to take the team on his back and do a LeBron James? Or will he share the basketball, see open people, make plays, get everybody involved? That's the big key for UT Arlington as they come down the stretch. These bunch of Mavs, these horses with a different color.
Yeah, they already in the bonus, so if they can drive at the guts of the Georgia State zone.
And they go with their own zone on this possession, trying to negate the dribble penetration ability of DeMarcus Simons. He gets into the crease anyway.
Ben Levy was setting in the corner. He was waiting on his second half three. And Georgia
Something extra. Yeah, just add more damage to what you're doing.
Simons out of the paint, and he buzzes right by him anyway.
And Ben Levy fouling. And Georgia State's fouls continue to mount.
Look, defenders right there, and he drives through 3 of them, and Ben Levy is left wide open.
Yeah, I love your analogy with him and Russell Westbrook. He's 4th. I'm going back to DeMarcus Simons, who delivered that pass. He's 4th in assists.
Yeah.
He's a scorer who'll give it up.
That's exactly right. He's a willing rebounder as well.
It's 6 a game. Now here's Neal, trying to get UT Arlington alive. Good at the line. It's 77%. The first player in Sun Belt history. 1,400 points, 700 assists, 400 rebounds, and 200 steals. A 14-4 run for Georgia State.
But they know who their best player is, don't they? And Ben Levy feeds off the play. Number 2 is a good complementary player to DeMarcus Simons. UT Arlington back in zone again. Let's see if Simons can find another gap. Keep your eye on number 15 and 1 for Georgia State.
Georgia State, too, Ron Hunter's been able to run some clock and still get some late shot clock opportunities to go down.
What a pass. What a pass.
Ben Levy, leader,
winner.
Neal trying to bring his team back.
Georgia State is putting on a clinic here in the second half. They've never been sped up. And they've made good, solid, fundamental plays, and they've really shared the basketball. But they know who their best player is, this dude. Smart.
Isaiah Williams will be going to the line. A senior who had to adjust his role on this team. We'll discuss it when we return.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by the magic of Walt Disney World Resort Hotels and Chic Extreme 4, now with 4 longer-lasting blades.
We are rockets pointed up at the stars. We are billions of beautiful hearts.
We are inspired by women who have risen.
What about
With us, there are no limits. The NCAA Women's Basketball Championship.
Lions, World Music Event. You didn't bring me back because you like me. I don't. Not Justice League.
designed to handle, instinctive, designed to adapt instantly. This is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX, designed for where you drive.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
They don't want these coming out. Mexican spices, nacho cheese sauce.
Critics and fans agree. Nacho fries are a masterpiece. It'll change the way you look at fries, craves the Hollywood Reporter. Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
A few years ago, me and my wife was actually saving for a house. One day we were sitting there and we decided that something needed to be done about what was going on in our inner city. Instead of buying a house, we decided to form this youth league. These kids mean everything to me. I just want to make sure I give them something positive to do. Well, that's amazing. That's a blessing right there. To know that someone out there cares and is passionate about what we're trying to do in the community. Excited? Yeah, it's gonna look good, right? Awesome. Oh, so we'll bring it in a minute. I love these guys right here.
Are you ready?
Kevin Hervey of the UT Arlington Mavericks. They're down 13 and running out of time. What is understated, though, is the Georgia State defense. They have held the Mavericks to 1 of 12 in the second half. 9 steals for Isaiah Williams and his teammates. In fact, Georgia State is only one of 5 teams in the country that have 3 players with 40 or more steals. Purdue, K-State, Nicholls State, Stephen F. Austin, who got the automatic bid again in the South. And this guy, Mark Isaiah Williams, had to change his role, and it's made Georgia State a better team.
Isn't it amazing how many teams win championships when you have a special player like Isaiah Williams who sublimates his ego for the good of the team, comes off the bench, makes team plays. This is a good Georgia State basketball team.
Another block. It's been blocks, steals, and field goal defense for Georgia State.
Watch how Isaiah Williams plays. It's never about him. It's always about the team and how he can make somebody else better. He only makes plays when he has to make plays for the good of the team. I love his selfless demeanor.
He was the Southern Conference Freshman of the Year when he was at Samford. Then he transferred here. He's had to yield to DeMarcus Simons and others. And yield is a good move when DeMarcus Simons uses all that power. He's got 21.
Somebody's got to step in and take a charge. He's got 3 fouls. He's driving to the basket. There's space to get taken away and take a charge.
And defensively, Georgia State is throwing a blanket on the Mavericks.
And they play zone. They're not full court pressing to get those steals. It's all out of their zone. They're so active. Active hands, active feet. Communication on the backside. They rotate perfectly.
How long are they in that zone, too? It kind of reminds me of John Cheney's Temple teams. Yeah. Those long guys. Ran some time there. They have that luxury. Up by 17.
Watch DeMarcus Simons. Look at all the blue shirts. There's Hervey right there. There's defenders right there. You've got to step in and take the charge as defenders are in position. Julian Harris was the guy that there was a little bit of bump right there, but if he comes up aggressively, sets, that's a charge.
Neal's got to get going. Again, he had 20 in the first 10 minutes of this tournament, finished with 37. Right now, Eric Neal has 10.
It's the R.J. Hunter team that beat Baylor. Was really good offensively, just hard to guard. Not nearly as good defensively as this team. And they were good, they were solid defensively, but this team has really impressed me over the last 2 days watching work that zone as Thomas knocks down the shot.
He had 19 against Troy in the quarterfinals, his best since January 11th, but right now Georgia State is feeling it. They are 9:58 away from getting the automatic bid. Big shot, Jeff Thomas. Panthers are in control.
While our most visionary models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Do you always put cheese and grooves in your sandwich?
Of course, they're chips. Chips plus sandwich equals the perfect lunch.
Oh, don't forget the pickle. It's kind of a big deal.
More cheese and variety, more cheese flavors, because real cheese matters.
The Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizza has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price. Then we went cheese crazy and stuffed 3 feet more cheese into the crust. We beat ourselves at our own record. Hooray! Get a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza. You may reveal. And the rain continues.
Ooh. As the Earl of Sandwich, I dub thee the Sandwich.
Oh, well, names.
There was a time when the next big thing in food was stuff between bread. Now, the next big thing is the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 3% cash back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other purchases.
What's in your wallet?
While our most elevated models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
The farthest reach of the course, but the enduring center of its drama, and the indelible swirl of its challenge. 3 holes, where moments are counted in more than strokes, and the memories surround us like the wind. 3 holes, where fortune turns and history lives. Amen Corner, and for all who enter, say a prayer at the Masters.
Georgia State with a strong first 10 minutes of the second half. They lead 57-38. Jordan Session and his teammates have been outstanding here, but Georgia State, let's give a warning here. They were here yesterday in the semifinals, Mark.
They were up by 18. It seemed like Georgia Southern and Mark Byington, who's a really good coach, by the way, was dead and buried. But then all of a sudden, a Lazarus took place here at Lakeside Arena here in New Orleans. And Georgia Southern was only down 3 with 23 seconds to go when Devin Mitchell hoisted that 3 ball when he thought there was 1 second to go on the shot clock. Hamilton able to produce. Plus, UT Arlington has firepower. They can make a run here. You can't celebrate too early.
And a great job by Scott Cross out of the media timeout to get to Johnny Hamilton right at the rim. He's got 15, Mark. He had 30 against Western Carolina earlier this year. Simon setting out right now with those 3 fouls, trying to buy some minutes for Ron Hunter.
Mitch, right as we went to that timeout, Georgia State was celebrating almost like they'd won this thing. And Ron Hunter brought them together and said, hey, wait a minute here. We still got 10 minutes to go. I mean, there were some pretty serious discussions going on to get us guys jacked to finish this thing.
I don't know where RJ's at right now, but if he, you know he's watching the game. If he can, he'd be yelling at the video going, don't celebrate. Hawkins, here we go. First points of the game for Nathan Hawkins, the Nebraska transfer. 5 unanswered for UTA out of the media timeout.
It's all about stops now for the Mavs of UT Arlington.
And enough of Simon Sinek. You got about a minute and a half or so. He's coming right back.
Yeah, he can rest during the selection show.
Ron's open to fall out of a chair watching that. If he can hang on here. Williams. Giant 3. He did it yesterday. The senior stepping up for Georgia State.
He's a Viper. He is cold-blooded.
I'm not sure they're in this game if that kid wouldn't have made the shots yesterday against Georgia Southern. Herbie needs this. And that corner 3 has not been there today for Kevin Hervey, the second leading scorer in the Sun Belt, just with 9.
And now Georgia State is really slowing the pace down, using clock. And it might be a little bit early for that. We'll see. But they're trying to spread the defense and wear the defense down. Good defense by UT Arlington. Door is open slightly.
Need this again. And this time Hawkins just 27% from 3, missing after hitting one from out there. The Mavericks from 3 are 4 of 21.
Now they're going to spread them and milk it again. DeMarcus Simon's getting a longer wait because the whistle isn't blowing. These guys aren't attacking till late. 5 on the shot clock.
But the Mavericks can't score on this end.
They've had good looks. Last 2 possessions, they've had good looks. Charge. Ball blocked. I guess I missed it.
Well, that's Jordan Sessions' second.
And a technical foul.
Wow, up 17 with an NCAA bid on the line. And Jordan Sessions will get the personal and the technical. And still 6:32 to go. We will sort this out when we come back, but Georgia State just opened the door for UTA.
While our most elevated models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Introducing McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu. Use it to build the My Dog Ate My Wallet meal or the Something for Everyone meal, featuring the new classic chicken sandwich for $3. Build your meal with favorites on McDonald's new $1, $2, $3 menu.
T-Mobile keeps your family connected with new iPhones, which is great, unless your parents thought you were studying.
Somebody's busted.
Join T-Mobile, buy an iPhone 8, get an iPhone 8 on us. And now, bring your family to T-Mobile and get a 4th line free.
While our most exhilarating models can be simulated, nothing compares to the real thing. Experience the Command Performance Sales Event for yourself, now through April 2nd. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Love your dress. I got it on sale for $200, but it's more like $415 since I haven't paid off that credit card yet.
That dinner was insane.
Not as insane as us spending another $173 on it this year.
New laptop? Nice.
Thanks. And with credit card interest, I'll spend an extra $1,900 on it.
No one wants to pay more for, well, anything. With a SoFi personal loan, you can lower your interest rates and pay off debt sooner. Find out more at SoFi.com.
Hiring was always a huge challenge. Endless hours on job sites with not a lot to show for it. Then, I found ZipRecruiter. They figured out hiring. I post my job, they put it all over the web, and they send me the right people, because their technology is smart. ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the preferred job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/champion.
Georgia State in control, but that could be in peril with 6:32 to go here in the Sun Belt Championship presented by Principal. And here's why. Mitch Holtis with you along with Mark Adams.
So there's the blocking foul right there. But they'll shoot the technical foul because of the reaction of Sessions in that situation. And so they'll shoot the technical foul free throws first, and then the blocking foul free throws next, and the ball will be locked.
But a golden opportunity for the UT Arlington Mavericks to get back into the game. Kirby's really good at the line, 80% for the year. But now Scott Cross has the opening he needs. That and Ron Hunter's team is in foul trouble. 3 of their big studs are in trouble here. Plus, UTA's in the double bonus all the way home here at 6:32.
Devin Mitchell was the guy that hit that big 3 ball yesterday with 20 seconds to go. Now this turned into a 3-point play for UT Arlington. Get this thing down to 13 with a make here. So it's getting interesting.
Well, the worst thing you want with a 17-point lead is to sit there and watch the other team shoot, and the clock's not moving. So 4 points for the Mavericks off the personal and technical foul, and Eric Neal is back.
Mitch, we talked about how Georgia Southern, they pulled a Lazarus yesterday. UT Arlington to get back in this thing. I've seen this movie before, and it gets pretty exciting near the end. Good defense by Hervey. That's the best defense of the day from Kevin Hervey against DeMarcus Simons.
And that'll have scouts scribbling. Or on their tablet. Hamilton has already got a double-double.
And there's a foul right there.
But it's double bonus again all the way home, and Hervey's going, I'm sorry, Hamilton is going to the line. 7 double-doubles this year for Scott Cross. For the Virginia Tech transfer, Johnny Hamilton. 16 for Hamilton. Tonight at 7 Eastern, bracketology. Reese, Jay, Will, Jay, Bill, Seth, Dickie V, we brought them all in there. A host of our college hoop experts, complete breakdowns of each region. You too can join them. Sports Center starts us off at 5 Eastern on ESPN with the reveal of the NCAA men's field of 68 as the teams are announced in the field. Both are streaming live on the ESPN app, and with Davidson winning the A10AQ, there's been a lot of trips around the block into the restroom right now for a lot of teams. They are waiting for the next couple of hours.
Yeah, somebody who was in the bracket at midnight last night is not in the bracket today right now.
Tickets already punched, and now we look at this to see who can make some noise. New Mexico State's been on my list all year.
Yeah,
Chris James' team. South Dakota State, Mike Down, he'll shoot you right out of a game.
Hey, listen, Zach Thomas from Bucknell as Mitchell knocks down a big 3-ball. I saw Bucknell against North Carolina at North Carolina earlier this year. Hey, there's a red light special for you right there. Watch out for the Bison of Bucknell.
I'll give you another one. The Loyola Chicago Ramblers. A team that won at Florida in Gainesville. And only a 5, they're 28-5.
You want one more while we're at it? How about, depending on matchup, the Marshall Thundering Herd led by John Elmore, who is open as soon as he comes across from Zanesville to Huntington.
What a run they had in the Conference USA.
That's in Ohio, by the way, if you didn't understand the reference.
Here's Mitchell.
Kansas City guy.
But here's Mitchell. Whatever state you're in, that's impressive. As Mitchell's been setting a long time with the 4th foul. He comes in immediately and pops home the 3 when they need it the most.
Now, Devin Mitchell plays with a supreme amount of confidence. I mean, supreme. If you just saw that shot yesterday, it was a surprise shot, but it went in. It worked out.
The shot was, he thought there was 1 second on the shot clock. They had 20. Now, Arlington fouls here. UT Arlington fouls, but they got fouls to give. So this may be under command of Scott Cross here, because they don't want to be sitting here with about 2 minutes to go and having fouled.
You know, in this situation, it doesn't hurt you to trap as hard as you have to get the steal. You know, run another guy at them, and if they call a foul, they call a foul. If the official swallows the whistle, he swallows the whistle, no big deal. But I'd run a second defender, trap somebody trying to get that steal. You foul him, you foul him.
And Mitchell, instant offense.
Otherwise, they can run clock. And the clock's against you. You got to speed up that possession.
Mitchell at 25 against the Mavericks in Arlington. And Simons picks up his 4th foul. And he picks it out 30 feet from the basket.
That's where they've all been. All of them have been away from the basket.
And he's done that now in 3 tournament games. And yeah, you see Ron Hunter go, think, man, you're the player of the year in the league.
You're up 14, yeah. Hard to tell from that angle if there was much contact or not. But Wilson sure sold it well.
But if there's trouble in the area, don't go to the thunderstorm. And that's what he did. And now Simons has got to figure this out. This happened yesterday.
So let's take a look at it. Let's see if there was contact. So we get a gazillion angles on it. Whoa.
Sold by Kalen Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a foul.
The wide, white, and chances.
You know what, though? He's got that motor.
Yeah.
He can't rev the motor down. And that's what I love about him. Sometimes people's greatest strengths are also their greatest weaknesses.
Well, Ron Hunter hopes those strengths are leading the way home here. Still 4:14 to go and still in doubt.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal, Investments, Retirement, Insurance, and Land Rover, above and beyond.
Land Rover, above and beyond.
Bring home the taste sensation, Taco Bell's Nacho Fries. Now with delicious bonus content. The Nacho Fries $5 box set. Now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
Well, it's a perfect espresso morning here, George. Hold on a second.
I'm coming home, baby. Hey there, Ryan. I'm coming home now, right away.
Where are we going? No, don't tell me. Let me guess.
Have a nice ride. I'm coming home. I'm coming home, baby.
How far would you go for coffee that's a cup above?
I brought you an espresso.
Nespresso. What else? You spray. You're stuck.
You're gold. Smell fresh all day with new Axe Gold Body Spray.
Here's Ferguson. 2 seconds. Ferguson holds. No good. And Georgia State, the top seed in the Sun Belt, fulfills their destiny. The Georgia State Panthers are the champions of the Sun Belt, and the boys from Atlanta are headed to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 14 seasons.
And Ron Hunter was injured in the celebration as RJ and Ron came to the floor together. They fell down together, and Ron Hunter's going to have to be helped off the floor now.
That was 3 years ago, Mark. Is there a sequel to the movie? I'm not sure you can...
There was a sequel. The win over Baylor when he fell off the stool.
Well, then the next one, then, like Rocky 3, can they get there again? They're just 4:14 away from getting the NCAA tournament with this guy, Simons. The question is, though, can a Sun Belt champion win in the tournament?
Unquestionably, they can, as we saw Georgia State do it. And then Little Rock, you know, this is a tournament of coaching injuries. We saw Ron Hunter. The next year, Chris Beard, who wins with Little Rock, and they beat Purdue, by the way, in the NCAA tournament. Okay, I interviewed him after the game. I look at his hand. It looks like he has elephantitis. He punched the locker at halftime and broke his hand. Coaches, be well in the Sun Belt.
It is the stretch run in the Sun Belt when we come back.
Designed to handle instinctively. Designed to adapt instantly. This is the ultra-responsive Acura TLX. Designed for where you drive.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
Yeah, Ron Hunter's upright. He's not on a stool that he had to sit on when he fell off the stool. They beat Baylor. But he's got shoes on today. He's got those cool kicks on, but he doesn't always wear shoes.
Yeah, for over 10 years now, he's supported Samaritan's Feet, where he goes shoeless during a game to bring awareness. And they send the shoes to Costa Rica, South Africa, the Dominican Republic. Guy that really understands how to give back, not just to the community, but to the world community. Hats off to Ron Hunter.
He wins this game. He'll walk barefoot maybe to the NCAA game.
Oh! DeMarcus Simons!
Shoes on, elevation, into the dunk. and showing why he was indeed the Sun Belt Player of the Year.
Just listen. Wow.
The play of the tournament thus far. But now his teammate Devin Mitchell has fouled out. And we still have 3:36 to go. So the three-point shooter deluxe for the Panthers is gone.
He will be a handful for somebody to game plan against if they can hold this lead here with 3:36 to go.
That and their zone, because defensively they have been, that's been the second story of this game. Hamilton is keeping UT Arlington in the game. Mark, he's got 20 points and a double-double with 12 boards.
Now here comes full court pressure with big Johnny Hamilton as your double team guy. Look at the wingspan there.
You know what, if some NBA scouts are here looking at Turvey, they're going to go, well, who's Hamilton?
Yeah.
You know, and he's got, somebody's going to give him a look, too, as agile as he is.
Yeah, he runs really well. He's got that wingspan. He needs to get bigger, stronger, but, you know, he started playing when he was 16. What's the NBA look at? What's the ceiling? He's got a high ceiling.
Arlington defending the rim and the clock. Here they come, Neal.
Hey!
Go to the line. Everybody holds their breath on the Georgia State bench. It's called on Isaiah Williams. Simons is out there with his 4 fouls. And Mitchell's already gone.
And how many times has the clock stopped for Georgia State in the last 5 minutes of this basketball game? I mean, UT Arlington is going the line, scoring without the clock starting. Time and time again, it seems almost every possession.
Boy, Neal, he's missed 2 in this game, and he's normally around 80% at the line, shaking his head. It's a kid that wants to coach.
UT Arlington on the season shot under 70% from the free throw line, but in this tournament, they've been at 85, 86%.
This is still doable. And UT Arlington and Scott Cross have called timeout. This still very much in doubt with 3:02 to go.
Now, when you put your name in the record book for Georgia State, ahead of R.J. Hunter, arguably the greatest player to play at Georgia State, that's saying something. R.J. played for his father, had the neon green light, and now all of a sudden comes along DeMarcus Simons. As you take a look at the numbers.
In 10 years, and I'm here for one reason, to find my mom. Mama, she's not here. And make sure she's okay. I'm so worried about my mother, and I have to find her. I don't ski easy.
No? How about that?
Oh, there's a picture. Walter! These whores are...
Wait, what? Hey, now, you're not about to have me out here looking like no mother something.
You really kissed my own. You a whore. I did not kiss anybody. Teddy and I used to be a thing. So Teddy's off limits to everyone in the shop. I'm Sky. Nice to meet you. It looks like I found my very own Korean Duval. What do you say we leave? Oh, it's gonna get spicy tonight. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to feel really nauseous.
I think you need a pregnancy test.
And I'm not taking that test. You take one, I take one, then you're not doing it alone. What's a little pee between friends?
Hey, get pregnant.
Yeah. Say that again? Now, who is that? got a squid?
Yeah, this is the best Korean food I had.
Right? Like I had because I'm only eating these chicken wings. In the few days that we've been in Korea, I've learned so much. Look at that. What are those? Number one, when in doubt, always order chicken. Number two, Koreans can dance better than black people. And number three, Koreans don't do breakfast. Ain't no brunch, bitch.
Damn,
it's
bro.
only dinner.
Because when we was at that B-boy event last night, they was looking at us like weirdos, like they didn't steal our whole culture. Breakdancing was created in the Bronx.
Could have won a dance crew battle, honestly. Yeah, my dancer was so fire. It was like a mating call. Whatever. My dance moves are something fierce, let me tell you.
Why did I do that?
Wait, hold on.
I just feel like you've been acting like a psycho. You don't respect nobody else, and you expect somebody to respect you? Out of here. Everybody sitting here coming at Sky.
Ever since Sky met up with her son Genesis,